This program is not intended to replace professional legal advice or representation. If you have a legal concern, you are strongly encouraged to seek the advice of an attorney.
Hi, I'm Yanique Otto, attorney at law in South Florida with the Otto Law Group. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Now You Know the Law. You moved to the US donkey years ago and you have a green card. Everyone keeps telling you, go ahead and apply for your citizenship, but you keep saying, one day man, one day. Well, one day, as you're driving home from work, you're pulled over by the cops for speeding. They ask for your insurance and registration and you promptly hand them both over. However, Mr. Officer informs you that your insurance card is fake and you're arrested for some type of insurance fraud. But hold on, Mr. Officer, I don't even know what you're talking about. I went online and bought the policy and they sent me that card in the mail. I have been making my monthly premiums for over a year now. What do you mean by fraud? Despite your insistence, you're arrested and assigned a public defender as your attorney. Your attorney tells you that you should take a plea deal because if you go to trial, you'll probably lose and end up in jail. He tells you though that before you take the plea deal, you should call an immigration lawyer because the plea deal you take could ultimately affect your immigration status in the United States and may make you deportable. How could this be, you think to yourself? I've been here over 20 years, I have a green card, I have a family, I go to church, I pay my tithes, I pay my taxes, I can't be deported. Well, here's what you need to know. For most people, when faced with a criminal charge, the single most important consideration in deciding whether to accept a plea deal is whether a jail sentence is going to be imposed by the court. For a non-citizen, however, understanding how that plea deal will impact their immigration status is sometimes equally important. Hopefully, your criminal defense attorney will have an understanding of the possible implications. Broadly speaking, your attorney should work with you to ensure that whatever crime you plead to is not considered a crime involving moral turpitude or an aggravated felony. These are two categories of crimes that are most likely to lead to your being deported. And even though you've been a green card holder from your idea uni, you can still be deported if the crime you plead to falls into one of those categories. So, your attorney will need to examine several factors to figure out what is the best option for you. That may be taking a plea that has little or minimal immigration consequences, or it may be taking your case to trial if the facts and the law are on your side, knowing that the state will have the highest burden, that of proving beyond a reasonable doubt that you committed the crime in question. And no one likes to hear this, but the truth is, sometimes negative immigration consequences are simply unavoidable unless you're a citizen. So here's the bottom line. If you're in the US as a green card holder, apply for your citizenship as soon as you're eligible. Do whatever you need to do. Take the time, find the money, pay the legal fees and the filing fees, and get it done. It only takes one incident of your being on the wrong side of the law before you could end up being shipped back to the land of your birth, possibly being separated from your job, your friends, and your family. If you're a green card holder and need to file for citizenship, or if you're involved in a matter like the one I just described, give our office a call and we can help you. Thanks for joining us and we'll see you next time. I'm Yanique Otto, and Now You Know the Law.
Now You Know the Law is brought to you by the Otto Law Group. If you have a legal question, give us a call. We'll either help you with the matter or put you in touch with someone who can. To have your questions answered in one of our episodes, you may submit them via our Facebook page at facebook.com/Otto Law Group. The Otto Law Group, providing legal solutions.